but I don't know how the heck to handicap this week 18. I guess we'll get into specific picks, but generally, like, props aren't even up for 2/3 of the game because people are so unsure of the playing time. I suppose, like, I couldn't even find lines for things outside of totals and for the spreads. The lines are all over the place. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I actually took NBA bets today just because we had ones that I can believe in, right? Like, I've got data sets that I can analyze. I've got matchups I can explore. I've got motivations I understand. How the heck did you even approach the picks at week 18 as you try to get over 500?
Well, a little bit of that, a little of, I like what our producer Brett wrote in the chat. His strategy was to close his eyes and pick. It's a little bit of office pool March Madness. Be like, oh, you know what? This team has blue jerseys. That team has red jerseys. No, really, what I did was I will never forget being burned by the Indianapolis Colts, who had to win 2 of their last 3 games to clinch a playoff berth, and that was one of the futures I had 2 years ago, and they lost as a 15.5-point favorite on the road in Jacksonville. These teams that people say no one had, like, that have nothing to play for. Well, that may be true of the team, but that is not true of the individual player who is playing to extend their careers, especially if you're dealing with the spot in which you have an interim head coach that is not coming back, right? So that you have it's the last day of school, right? But you also know you have to get into the next school you're trying to get to. So, like, some kids will just, throw their textbooks in the hallway and rip all the papers out. No more teachers, no more school. Those other kids they're sitting there trying to ace that final exam because they've got to get accepted into the next school they're trying to get to. So, like, teams like Carolina, those guys are trying to put out good tape because they're like, probably won't be in Carolina for me next year. Gonna need a job.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's why you got to be super careful out there in week 18 because what you think might not match what actually ends up happening on the field. I mean, of course, that's true in any given week. It just seems more snow globy in week 18.